Hello, Viz Valley Community Unity. Theo Ellington here, San Francisco native and candidate for District 10 Supervisor. I know we have 5 questions to answer, so I want to get right to it. Parking. I want to address the harsh reality. We do not have a vast public transit network here on the southeast side of San Francisco, so a lot of people rely on their cars. That does not mean that you should be able to park on your sidewalks without proper enforcement. And so whether we are looking at expanding meters, 30-minute loading zones, parking permits, or anything of that nature, we need a parking plan developed that is reflective of the needs of the community, and I can commit to doing that as your supervisor. A lot of times what is happening is we are not collaborating effectively with our city departments. So our neighborhoods are often left out of the discussions when it comes to plans or innovative solutions to some of the issues that we have on this side of town. So the first thing I am committing to you is to be a supervisor who is willing to lead with collaboration and not intimidation and fear. The participatory budget process is the way we put power back in the hands of the people who live in Visitacion Valley. I was fortunate enough to be a part of one of the first processes under then Supervisor Malia Cohen, where we literally went out to community and asked what the needs are and did our best to make that connection. And so this is an equalizer. Community safety. We know that public safety is a hot button item across the entire city, but it means something a little different in Visitacion Valley. And so if you're on the Leland corridor, public safety means things like sidewalk improvements and lighting and things that make it easier for pedestrians to walk, like stop signs and other design elements that we can implement relatively quickly. If you're in Sunnydale, that can mean something totally different. We know that with the re-envisioning of public housing, there have been a lot of turf wars in Sunnydale. And so we have to make sure that public safety includes violence prevention strategies. One thing I'm really worried about as we build new housing is the culture shift that's happening. A lot of times, and I know this because many family members have grown up in Sunnydale and I've spent time there as a young person growing up, is that we're asking people to make tremendous life changes in a short period of time. And so with that comes the concerns of gun violence. And so we have to make sure we are tapping into every resource to fully fund violence prevention programs in Sunnydale. And we also have to look at public safety as things beyond just policing. Bayshore. Bayshore to me is a traffic calming issue. And so as we design our streets, as we look at the Slage Lock development, as we look at the T-train platforms, all of those things have to be considerations that are reflective of the needs of the people who actually live there. A lot of my legislation and a lot of my approach will be informed by my lived experience. So my work in Visitacion Valley includes literally growing up there in Sunnydale in the early 90s, when I was just knee-high to a Cadillac, as they used to say, running around in diapers. I would visit my cousins and my uncles who lived in Sunnydale. Fun fact, my grandfather, when he first moved to San Francisco, he settled in Sunnydale. When my mother first moved out of the house, she moved up the street from my grandfather in Sunnydale. And so my roots run deep in the neighborhood and across the district as a whole. Small businesses. Something that I pride myself on. Our approach to small business has to be really straightforward. If our businesses don't survive in this neighborhood, then it's reflective of what is needed across the whole city of San Francisco. We deserve the same energy, focus, and investment as the rest of the city. That means our small businesses. So when I look at the 3rd Street corridor, I look at that continuing down to Bayshore Boulevard and encouraging uses that are heavy industry, that provide jobs, that our highest and best use for our PDR in industrial space. That is different for Leland Avenue. When I look at Leland Avenue, I think about encouraging more traditional uses. And so major kudos to everyone who is doing work on the ground around the neighborhood commercial zoning designation. That was a game changer for the district, and the work that you put in will pay dividends. That means new businesses, that means more foot traffic, that means connecting our neighborhood to the rest of San Francisco. I'm running for District 10 Supervisor because I want to make sure that all families can afford to live here, thrive, feel safe, and do well. And so part of this race is ensuring that Visitacion Valley is not forgotten about, and it's about connecting, again, our neighborhood, not only to the rest of San Francisco, but to the rest of the region. And so this video is meant to provide a short insight into my thought process in hopes to gain your support in this run. And I can't do this without you. It's plain and simple that anything happens in Visitacion Valley needs to be reflective of the needs of the community. And so if you are interested in getting involved, if you're interested in supporting, would love to hear from you. www.theoellington.com. Thank you.